Welcome to the Monster Mile here at Dover Motor Speedway, one of the most physically demanding tracks on the schedule. We're getting ready to see these drivers take on this 1 mile high-banked concrete oval. I'm Alex Hayden, bringing you all of the action from the Duramax Dryden 400. Drivers are ready, the teams are ready, cars are gridded, and the fans are ready for the command. Let's go trackside.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of NASCAR 22 on the channel. For the third straight night, we will have some racing for you guys. And today we are at the Dover Motor Speedway for the running of the Dryden 200. 50% race, our third out of 4 on the season, so we'll see how this is going to go. A little bit of a sprint race for you guys today. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we get into tonight's live stream. I was unable to calculate the points after last night's race, so those are not updated at the top of the screen. All I have for you guys tonight is the wins list, so at least there's something there so you know who is locked into the playoffs through the first 8 completed races. Greg Biffle just coming off his third win of the season last night, now having the most wins on the year. 3 for 3 on short tracks and today, trying to go 4 for 4 on short tracks and trying to be the first driver to win back-to-back races this season. Chris Buescher going to be on the pole for this one. Josh Bilicki will be starting in second. Randomized starting order today because I will be starting last with no practice and qualifying once again. Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon will be in row number 2. Both the RCR cars qualifying pretty well today. Cole Custer, Todd Gillen will line up in row 3. Joey Logano, Corey LaJoie in row 4. Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez rounding out the top 10. So the drivers with a win that are locked into the playoffs. Greg Biffle, our driver with 3 wins on the year. Ryan Blaney has 2 wins on the season. And then we have 3 drivers with 1 win on the year, with Daniel Suarez winning the Daytona 500. Kurt Busch winning just 2 races ago at Pocono. And Martin Truex Jr. getting the win earlier this season as well. That took place at Michigan. So here we go. Dover, again, third 50% race of the season. This could be interesting as far as the strategy goes. And we do have stability help on. Expert difficulty. Let's get into this. Last 50% race was won by Greg Biffle. It was at New Hampshire. We'll see if he can win this 50% race as well. Ryan Blaney won the first 50% race of the season in the second Daytona race, and I just realized that I have it on 100%, so now I have to back out. Gosh darn it. Never mind about the starting order. That's going to be different now. Well, that sucks. Way to go, Keegan. Way to go. Right when you think you have everything ready to go, and then you get into the race and realize you don't have everything ready to go. Let's try this again. Wade Slinsky, Billy Kramer, thanks for tuning in. Dang. Well, we'll still be starting last. Curious to check the starting lineup real quick before we get it started, just to see if Chris Buescher is still on the pole. I hope he is. Hopefully most of the starting lineup's still the same. Skip! 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 Alright, there we go. Yeah, hey, there we go. Chris Buescher still on the pole. A lot of the top 10 behind him changed. I don't think any of those guys were in the top 9 behind him other than Buescher on the pole. But good thing is Chris Buescher's still on the pole. So, there we go. Vincent Figueroa, thanks for tuning in also. Rogers to the Jets. It's not 100% yet. It's like 80%. He is still a Packer right now. And he's a... Until then, I will say he's a Packer. One of the few things that were in my childhood that still exist today, so yeah, we'll see. Green flag in the air. We're underway at Dover, and we are racing at the Monster Mile. Biffle being very patient off the start here at the tail end of the field. Maybe a little too patient. But with no practice in qualifying, really trying to get a feel for his race car here before he maybe overdrives the corner just a bit. And rounding the bottom all the way through. 60 laps in stage 1 today, so this first stage is the same length that was at Phoenix, and this is a 50% race. So I think all the stages are going to be fairly equal in length. It's going to be interesting, pit stop wise, what this could look like for Greg Biffle. I don't even know if downshifting is a good thing to do here. That could be slowing me up too. Let me try not downshifting, see how that works. On the longer run, as the tires wear out, I think I'll have to downshift. I think I'm good not downshifting though right now. Yeah, that last lap was quicker, not downshifting, so that was definitely slowing me up. Noted. Biffle slow out of the gate. Wasn't that strong in the early going at New Hampshire either. It was a lot stronger than this though, so this is a bit concerning right now. It's the first race that Greg Biffle has led in points going into all season. This marks the quarter waypoint on the season. 25% of the way home on this final and custom schedule season for NASCAR 22 on the channel. Next race of the year is at Talladega as well. So that'll be interesting. Last lap 24.065. So it's definitely quicker. Oh yeah, definitely running a lot quicker laps. Kind of overdrove the corner a little bit. I'm trying to figure out a line. I'm almost kind of diamonding the corners off just a little bit. But this is not a great start for Greg Biffle on speed. This is definitely concerning that the entire field is absolutely pulling away from him. I think expert difficulty might be a little bit too hard at Dover. Biffle's in dire need of a caution. We'll see if we get one at some point in time. No guarantees though. It'll be interesting though if everybody will have to pit before the end of the stage. We saw at Phoenix they did not have to pit during a stage length. Today could be a little different. And if they do pit before the end of the stage, Greg Biffle is definitely going to try to split this in half or right around there, because that's going to be the only way he's going to be able to finish on the lead lap, more than likely. I mean, at this rate, he's in danger of going a lap down before we get halfway through stage 1. We're running true speed of New York racing today for one of the few times this season. I don't think I've been this slow any race this year until now. That's the concerning thing. Good thing we don't have Dover on the schedule again. A lot of tracks I'm going to only once on the intermediate short track side of things. Road courses too. Yeah, 9 races in, haven't raced at a road course yet. We have 7 of them on the season. So it's good to have this early season points lead, knowing that that could potentially cost us the regular season championship. That and the fact that we have 7 super speedways left in the regular season as well. So 9 races in, we've had 2 super speedways, no road courses. We have 7 road courses and 7 super speedways. It's 14 of the last 17 races in the regular season are on those types of racetracks. And I think the only outliers would be the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Martinsville and Richmond. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Other than the 600, I think this is the last of the intermediate tracks on the schedule. So a few of them early in the season, a lot of them in the playoffs. Kyle Busch is your race leader, Chase Elliott second, and then pole sitter Chris Buescher is back to third place currently. And oh my gosh, I said halfway through the stage, Greg Biffle's about to go a lap down already, and we're only on lap 14. That is, I cannot believe how slow we are. I didn't think we'd go down a lap down that quick. I know it's only a 1 mile racetrack. Yeah, this is definitely concerning. I mean, we're only a quarter of the way through stage 1. We are so slow. This is a challenge today. I mean, the car is handling fine. Maybe it's handling too good that we're not fast. I mean, it should handle good when you're not that fast, you would think. 16 laps in. Kyle Busch is about to lap Greg Biffle. Biffle holding the inside all the way through the corner here. He's really going to have to try to stay in front of Busch as long as he can. The problem is there's going to be more cars coming up from behind. Chase Elliott in the 9, working his way closer. That's not going to matter because Busch is so much faster than Greg Biffle. He had no problems getting around him in turns 3 and 4. So Greg Biffle a lap down. Lap 17 in this stage. Chase Elliott now to the inside of Greg Biffle. And you just have to plan out here, when do you pit if you're Biffle? Because the rate you're going at, you're going to end up going 2 or 3 laps down in stage 1 if there's no pit stops. There's a bounce off the wall. That's not going to help things either. Because I'm trying to run the outside right now because all the faster cars are getting to me and I can't run the top. I can dive in the corner towards the top, but I can't actually run the top all the way around. And I'm scared they're going to hit me, honestly. Even though so far they haven't. Definitely going to be able to make it on fuel. I'm just trying to think here. I'm thinking if we go 3 laps down, assuming there's no pit stops, assuming that there will be no pit stops, which I don't think there will be for the rest of the field, so that tells me they'll stay out during the stage break and then they'll end up pitting pretty early in stage 2. They're only going to have to pit twice in this race, if I'm not mistaken. Well, unless they can go 75. Well, they'd have to go 100 laps. There's contact. That was on Biffle, though. He crowded Ross Chastain there. I mean, the top 10 have already lapped the Biff. Beat the tire glitch. You just gotta not take tires. Probably the best way to beat it. Alright, so the plan is gonna be to take 1 round of wedge out of the race car. Try to help loosen it up. I'm honestly scared to pit because I don't know how many laps we're gonna lose if we pit. We're gonna lose at least 1 more, maybe 2 on pit road alone. You just gotta hope the fresher tires gonna be enough. Now Biffle got hit from behind. That was not his fault that time. He got hit by Austin Cindric in the 2. Went straight up the track. Justin Haley gets by on the outside. Biffle downshifting now so he can actually hold the bottom all the way through the corner. Contact with Denny Hamlin. I just can't get back in the gas as soon as these guys stay underneath him, and every time I try to, I get into him. Because it wants to feed up towards the wall just like they're doing. But they're just able to get back to the gas so much quicker and still hold their line. That's the crazy thing. Farm Boy 2, thanks for tuning in. Luckily, the 2 times I have hit the wall, I haven't blown a tire. I think we have to stay out. Stay out. Hope we only go 2 laps down. Take the much fresher tires during the stage break. And really got to go from there. Because if we get 30 lap fresher tires and we go 3 laps down and can't get a lap back, then we're in trouble. And we might end up wrecking before that, though. Making contact with Austin Dillon. This is tough. I'm pushing too hard just trying to stay in front of these guys and I'm mowing the wall down. The car's not handling bad. I'm just under constant heavy pressure from much faster car. I mean, look at this. I can't believe how slow we are. There goes Byron on the inside. Todd Gilliland on the top. Contact with the 38. I mean, we can't even go on equal strategy as everybody else because we're that much slower. So we have to take that into consideration for sure. Halfway through stage 1. I think we have to stay out. Because if I pit, I'm going 3 laps down, and I don't trust I'm going to be fast enough on fresher tires to get my laps back, just considering how slow we are out of the gate. I'm curious as to what lap times the leaders are running. Like, my fastest lap is a 24.051. I don't think that's slow. I mean, you guys would have to let me know in the chat. Is that a slow time for Dover? Because I don't think it is. To go a lap down in 16 laps with a 24.0? Is the AI just ridiculously fast compared to me on expert difficulty here? Because that's what I'm wondering. There's honestly enough cars in front of the leaders that this has definitely got to be helping Greg Biffle. You know we're slow when Chase Briscoe can mow the wall down off turn 2 and still drive away from us. Maybe there's a chance we are only 1 lap down at the end of the stage. But I doubt it. I'm not driving very well. The car is slow. Getting tighter, which doesn't help. A lot of it's probably the damage on the right side of the car already. Now there's contact with Logano, and we actually have a caution. Caution flag is out, so this will allow Greg Biffle to pit. I'm not sure what happened that caused the caution, but we had a caution for the first time today. So the bad news is we weren't to the start-finish line yet. We were already 1 lap down, so we're 2 laps down. We lost 1 lap on track, but then we lost a 2nd lap due to the scoring glitch. So we are 2 laps down with this caution flag coming out. Greg Biffle will take on fresh tires here. And the hope is to get 1 of these laps back before the end of the stage, which we're not going to have too many laps left, maybe 20 or so. So 28 lap pressure tires for Greg Biffle. That's the caution he needed. Unfortunately, though, he was a lap down, and he is not the only car on pit road. There are other cars also hitting the pits. Timmy Hill, Denny Hamlin on pit road. That's it. Everybody else stays out. Green flag back in the air. Lap number 41, so we have 20 to go, considering Greg Biffle is 2 laps down right now. Quickly trying to get to the bottom. 3 wide off turn 2. A lot of contact between the 27 and the 78 there. Remember that wedge adjustment in play right now for Greg Biffle. Got to be aggressive to try to get back on the lead lap before the end of the stage. It's going to be difficult, though. A lot of cars to pass. I should say he's got to get one lap back. He won't get back on the lead lap. A lot of contact off turn 2. Gregson and Keselowski, as Keselowski got sandwiched into the wall. But if that caution didn't come out, we would have went 2 laps down at the end of the stage, which is where we're at now, but at least we have a chance, even with that scoring glitch, which sucks because we should only be 1 lap down. Fortunately, we're 2 down. We're the only car 2 laps down, so we're not going to get anybody for position here. Riffle's almost made his way to the top half of the field already. He's able to get back to the gas much sooner. So we know 40 lap fresher tires were definitely faster than everybody, which should be the case. Thank God. Corey Freet, thanks for tuning into the stream tonight again as well. There's a chance to try to recover, but we definitely have to go off strategy the rest of the race. Suarez gets blocked big time by Justin Haley. Riffle's constantly staying on the bottom trying to make these passes. Got pinched off by Suarez, though, that time and couldn't actually make the pass. Bubba Wallace instead gets back by on the outside of Greg Biffle. For Biffle to get back around him. Suarez with a block again. A wall of dirty air right in front of him. Austin Dillon into the wall that bounces into Kurt Busch. Biffle going to try to go to the outside lane now. And try to get a little bit more clean air. I'm not sure if that's going to work out for him. He's got Suarez underneath him. There's more contact. Well, I know not to go to the outside again. I held my line. I boxed in behind the 99. Byron just scraped the wall. I think it's Byron. Actually, no, it was AJ. AJ Allmendinger. Their contact with the colleague Chevys. Justin Haley and AJ Allmendinger. Greg Biffle overdrove the entry to turn 1 that time. Just contact up with the wall for Michael McDowell in the 34. This is going to be close for Greg Biffle to get back on the lead lap. More contact with McDowell. Biffle just barely squeezed himself between Buescher and the 34. Are starting to get singled out. It's making it a little bit easier, but the closer he gets to the front of the field, the faster the cars are going to be that he's trying to pass. Sails it off into the corner, trying to diamond the corner off still, even though he had to pass the 43 of Eric Jones. That worked out for him, though, because he still gets a good drive off. Carries the momentum on the front stretch, and he'll do the same thing here on Austin Dillon, but doesn't slide as far up the track, so there's no risk of Dillon getting back to the inside. And still gets decent speed off of turn 2, now looking for the pass on Austin Cindric. So Biffle's trying to figure out a way to navigate through this traffic on 40 lap fresher tires. But when we restarted with 20 laps to go in the stage, again, is that enough time? Because we're down to just 10 laps to go now. 10 laps have clicked by already. 10 more to go, and he still has the top 10 to pass. And if a caution comes out again before he can get there, that's going to be even worse. Biffle trying to go to the outside, looking for clean air, trying to get a better drive off. Does. And it looked like Truex had to lift, which kept Chastain up. Biffle gets by both the 19 and the 1 that time. A slide job on Ryan Blaney, who's the 8th place car. Should get some clean air once he gets by the 47 of Daniel Suarez. Got by him. Suarez back underneath. Full aggressive on the attack again through 3 and 4. Try not to slide up as wide. Cuts down on Suarez to make the block. He's got to go. We've got to get going here. This is going to be a shame if we're still 2 laps down at the end of the stage. But it took Greg Biffle a little bit too long to get past all those cars, which there was just so many cars. Not a very wide racetrack on the straightaways to really make those passes. And I don't think Busch is going to catch the tail end of the field, assuming Kyle is still in the lead. We're trying to downshift a little bit just to help catch his car in the corner. Timmy Hill, who actually pitted, is closing in on Greg Biffle as well. Oh, and he just stuffed Greg Biffle up into the wall. Well, that's it there. I mean, I didn't think there was any chance of him catching him at that point in the run anyway, but Timmy Hill, who was a lap down, just absolutely ran Greg Biffle up the track. Biffle got really tight all of a sudden there. Give it to clean air. Not sure what that was all about. And Denny Hamlin pitted for fresher tires as well. He's on the lead lap though, so that pans out for him as he gets back in the top 10. Got through those cars so much quicker. He's going to let Hamlin go on the fresher tires just so he doesn't risk getting ran into from behind. So if you're Greg Biffle, you're going to have to pit again during the stage break. Everybody else is going to stay out, you would have to imagine. Oh, into the wall, and that's a blowing right front. Oh my gosh, yeah, this car is totaled right now. I mean, we have to stay out because we should only have a couple laps to go. Got to not crash here. I just got to wall it all the way around. God bless it. Final lap of the stage, so we're still gonna be 2 laps down. I didn't want to lose any more laps. Don't get ran into here. There we go. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Bad enough to finish last at the end of the stage, but that added insult to injury. Chase Elliott gonna win stage 1 at Dover. Kyle Busch ends up 2nd, Kevin Harvick 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th, Denny Hamlin 5th, Alex Bowman 6th, Kyle Larson 7th, Ross Chastain 8th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 9th, and Ryan Blaney rounds out the top 10 in stage numero uno. Pull up the point standings real quick. And that is the 3rd stage win of the season for Chase Elliott. Props for him, he needs that. 3 stage wins on the year, but not too hot in the point standings. Should help him out just a bit. And we will pit during the stage break. Now, we're going to pit during the stage break. I'd imagine everybody else is going to stay out. I hope. 4 tires and fuel for Greg Biffle. This is going to give him 60 lap fresher tires. Should get a lap back here. Should. Definitely some damage on that right front after blowing the right front tire. No surprise. I don't know why we're restarting at the front of the field. Don't tell me everybody pitted. Green flag back in the air. Oh, Harvick just crowding Greg Biffle on the restart. Biffle had no chance to get going. I think they pitted. It didn't look like they pitted, but I think they pitted. Oh, they definitely pitted. Without a doubt, they all pitted. I didn't think everybody hit pit road, but considering Greg Biffle was that far up in the running order, told me everybody hit pit road. I mean, we're screwed. And this car is extremely tight with the damage, by the way. We broke something when we blew the right front. Trying to have to downshift again. Oh my gosh. Get eaten alive right now by everybody in the field. If I would have known this was going to happen, I would have much rather have... I mean, that's why it was so important to get that lap back for the end of the stage that we just didn't get. So, Greg Biffle 2 laps down still. And everybody hit pit road except for Timmy Hill and Denny Hamlin still going to have older tires. They stayed out because they pitted during the stage break itself. Or before the stage break, they pitted during the first caution all the way back in stage 1. Yeah, something is definitely broke on this car. I know there's traffic in our way, but we're running like 4 to 5 tenths of a second slower. So the damage has definitely made this car extremely tight. There's no way to repair it. It's going to have to deal with it. I mean, I was already off the pace even on my fastest lap times. Chase Elliott trying to wreck Greg Biffle there. It's just amazing how much faster they are. This is a pitiful race. We're just going to be in last the whole way. They're going to be able to make it on fuel all the way to the end of the stage. They're going to pit during the stage break again, and we're going to have the same thing in the final stage. Kyle Larson trying to wreck us now. Joke's on him, that allowed Christopher Bell to pass him. Absolutely nothing Greg Biffle could do in this race. I mean, right from the get-go, we were just slow. I mean, look at how much faster they are on equal tires. I know there's damage now, but even when there wasn't damage, they were flying around us. Not quite this fast, but it was still pretty fast. Corey LaJoie ramming us into the wall. I'm not having it today, Corey. Caution. Not having it. Give me tires. Wonder if that means Denny Hamlin and Timmy Hill will pit. Oh, we're still 2 laps down. It's one thing to be so much slower than everybody else. It's another thing to get rammed into the wall for no apparent reason on top of it. Green flag back in the air. I mean, I don't even think 14-lap pressure tires are going to be able to keep up with everybody anyway. We'll see. Maybe that'll be an equalizer. This car is extremely tight with this damage. Oh, they're checking up. Good heavens. Well, now I have more damage after getting into Cody Ware. Great. As if it wasn't plowing tight before. I wasn't even trying to go that high up the racetrack. My God. Balance of this car is all out of whack. I'm faster than Timmy Hill. We're still a lap behind him, though. He's 1 lap down, we're 2 down. Maybe by the end of the stage, we'll be on the same lap. Well, it's going to be tough, though, because we still might end up falling another lap down for the end of the stage. It's a good chance of it. Denny Hamlin in danger of going a lap down because he would have stayed out of the pits, too. He's the only reason we're somewhat able to keep up with these guys. It's all because Hamlin is holding them up. We're going to be 3 wide off of turn 2 just up ahead. Couldn't tell who that was getting sandwiched in the middle. Might have been Hamlin, I don't know. Oh, he's just on the outside. So we're barely faster than Timmy Hill. And that's it. On 14 lap pressure tires. A miserable day for Greg Biffle, and he's more than likely going to lose the points lead after this one. And this is going to end the streak of the short tracks. That was a pretty good go so far for him to start the season. I mean, maybe we'll get bailed out with another caution. Who knows? Got 3 yellows in the race so far, 80 laps in. We'll check up. I mean, I know 40 lap pressure tires even before the damage on the race car wasn't going to be enough. Nichols passed a couple cars. It's just so tight. Gave up the bottom enough that Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace get back by. Kevin Harvick, I notice, is the race leader right now. Chase Elliott won stage 1, for those of you just tuning in. And Denny Hamlin in 24th is the last car in the lead lap. We had a scoring glitch. And it kind of stinks, honestly, because if we didn't have that scoring glitch, we'd only be 1 lap down instead of 2. Because we lost that lap on speed, and then we had the scoring glitch on top of it. Which means that we'd actually be ahead of Timmy Hill, for 1. For 2, at least under certain circumstances, we could drive up as high as 25th if we catch the cautions right. But we're going to have to catch them deep into the stages for when everybody stays out and then we pit. That'd be literally the only way. And even with the car where it's at right now, there is no chance Greg Biffle's going to be able to stay in front of the leaders. That's another hit into the wall. So it just took off on him. I think Kevin Harvick and Ryan Blaney, who are first and second, are not that far behind Timmy Hill. Yeah, they're not that far behind him, so Biffle definitely going to go a 3rd lap down for the end of the stage. Alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. Disappointment, but you're going to have that over the course of the season. Right when Biffle's digging out of that bad average finish and finally took the points lead, he's going to give it right back up again. And the next track we go to is Talladega, and it wasn't a good start on the 2 Daytona races to start the season, so definitely going to have to pick the pace up a little bit when we go to Dega next week. Kevin Harvick has gotten around Timmy Hill. We'll start to figure out the racetrack just a little bit as he closes on the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Oh, Hamlin giving up the outside, just going to let Greg Biffle go. And Biffle gets around him. It's going to be tough to diamond the corners off with him around us now, but try. It puts another car in between Biffle and Harvick. Kevin Harvick got by Timmy Hill a couple laps ago. Hamlin's going to be a lot harder to pass with him being on the lead lap. Biffle got tight, though, in the middle of the corner. Hamlin runs him up into the wall. And I believe he blew a right front tire as a result. Because he hit... Yeah, he did. Right front tire down. Wow. That was all Denny Hamlin there. He chastained us. Oh, my gosh. We were already 2 down. I mean, good chance we were going to go 3 down anyway. But now we're going to lose. I couldn't get to the pits because there were cars under me. Second time we've blown a right front today. First time it was my fault for pushing too hard, trying to get a lap back at the end of stage 1 on the fresher tires. And now... Man, I barely get it to turn on the pit road. Wow. Thanks, Denny. Hamlin's got another one coming. I mean, I get he was in danger of going a lap down. He was trying to get around me quick, but that was uncalled for. So we're going to be 4 laps down. We just have to ride this out for like 100 laps. I'm hoping that we get some DNFs. Better finish a little bit. I'm going to run this one out to the finish, even though we're not really racing anybody. Just because, play this out naturally. I usually don't do that in this situation, but it's already just a 50% race anyway, so I'll tough through it. Maybe we'll have fresh enough tires to get a lap back here. Probably not, but we'll see. Got a lot of cars to pass, and the car's going to be even more damaged because we've blown right front twice now. Thanks to Denny Hamlin. Ooh, man, Almirola bouncing off the wall. Maybe a little bit quicker. Didn't have anywhere to go there. Oh, Timmy Hill is wrecking. I think he was trying to get into the pits, actually. Oh, wrecked himself trying to get into the pits. Everybody's mowing the wall down. Biffle just has no speed in the car with the damage. Denny Hamlin's pitting too. I don't remember them mowing the wall down every single corner off the exit till now. I think the AI's intelligence is getting worse and worse as the race progresses. Now I'm mowing the wall down. I have an ill-handling car though, so I feel like I should get cut a little bit of slack. Yeah, if we get a chance at Denny Hamlin in this race, though, he's going for a ride. I mean, we could have passed Timmy Hill. We wouldn't have finished last, considering Timmy pitted under green. We would have been back on the same lap as him, if not a lap ahead. And we could have actually potentially got to Denny Hamlin position-wise, too. Maybe he was trying to bring out a caution knowing he had to pit soon. Now Cole Custer's crowding us into the wall. I swear. you pass the car and they ram you right into the wall trying to cross you over. It's ridiculous. I've blown 2 tires already today. I got a retaliation on Corey LaJoie. I got another one coming for Denny Hamlin. Luckily, I didn't blow a tire that time when Custer hit me. Not that I have anything to lose at this point in the race, but still frustrating. Can't beat a man when he's already down. Caden Spears, thanks for tuning in. I like how he said thanks, Dad. Or sup, Dad. Slide job on Todd Gilliland. I couldn't even clear him. Drove that in so deep. I didn't downshift, so I didn't get a great exit to the corner either. We'll clear him this time, but he's probably got to cross us over and try to wall us. Nope, didn't slide high enough for him to get underneath us. That's good. Joey Logano, the last car on the lead lap at 20. Actually, it'd be the first car lap down with Denny Hamlin pitting. 24. Tough season for Joey Logano so far. My goodness. He's getting to the point. I mean, we're a quarter of the way into the season. He may need to win to get into the playoffs. Keeps performing like this. I don't know exactly how far behind he was because I couldn't tally points after last night's race. I don't think he was in the top 16 still, and a 24th place run with no stage points today is going to help him. And it looks like he's actually pitting this time. So we might see some green flag pit stops for the entire field here for the end of stage 2. Because I don't remember, unless Logano pitted during that last caution. Well, no, that wouldn't make any sense, because, yeah, I don't know. I mean, if the entire field pits here, for one, we're going to be even slower than the rest of the field once everybody pits. For two, if we stay green for everybody to cycle through, we'll get a lap back. So we'll be 3 laps down at the end of the stage, maybe 2. I think it's going to be 3, though, because even if we got a second lap back, they'd probably catch us again on fresher tires for the end of the stage. If I had to guess, so... Yeah, so the final stage, by the way, 80 laps, so they're definitely going to have to pit during that stage. I mean, we're going to also if we don't get any cautions. Daniel Suarez in the 99 pitting. Dropped him back to 38th. Well, we know we should get some stage points on the road courses. We'll be fast there. Super speedways will be fast. Just gotta stay out of trouble. So next race at Talladega, we'll try to go for that 4th win of the season. We just need solid points days in the regular season. We just can't have days like this. I thought these days were behind us, but unfortunately not. I should have known better, given our equipment, that these days were not behind us. We had that rough start to the season. Hopefully we don't run into another rough stretch and we can just run this race out. It is what it is, and we just go to Talladega next week and get our head right back on our shoulders again. Probably going to be on Monday for that stream next week. More than likely. Weird that some drivers have pitted, but not everybody. We had a caution in the middle of stage 1 also. I know Denny Hamlin's on pressure tires in 36th. We know Biffle's 4 laps down right now, so probably looking at about 7 or 8 laps to go in the stage. Hamlin got by Todd Gilliland. Biffle right in front of the 11. In turns 3 and 4, Hamlin on much fresher tires, pitting in the middle of the stage. Biffle holding him at 36. Crowds him. Hamlin hits him. Biffle able to stay in front of him. Didn't downshift that time either. He's slowing Hamlin up. He is not happy. He is not happy after Hamlin ran him up into the wall, and that caused the right front to blow out on Greg Biffle's car, put him a couple extra laps down. That was a clean block that time somehow. We're doing what he did to Chastain at Gateway. Only I'm not going super slow because there's other cars behind us. I don't want to cause a wreck. But I'm not letting him go. Sorry if this holds anybody else up, but they can blame Denny Hamlin. Not me. Where's Chastain? Need Chastain to get up here and clean him out. I don't think I'm going to have the speed to do it once he gets alongside him. He's probably just going to blow around me. Moment of truth. Yeah. Kind of figured that that was going to happen. Phil McCracken, thanks for tuning in. The Torres, welcome to the stream as well. This is NASCAR 21 Ignition. With the Season 22 update. Should only have a few laps to go in Stage 2. Well, oh my gosh, we're that many laps down? We lost that many laps? We're like 6 or 7 laps down. How did we fall that far back? I wonder if all the cautions we keep getting scoring glitches because we're a lap down every time. I don't think so. I know we did the one time. That's how we fell 2 laps down. I lost 1 lap on speed. And then the rest I lost because I blew a right front tire. I lost 2 laps. Should have lost 2 laps there because of Hamlin in this stage. And then I didn't lose any other laps on speed, both before and after I pitted. Unless we were on pit road for like 4 laps, but there's no way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we're that many laps down. Other than the fact that we did have another caution for incident in this stage, so it could have gotten trapped another lap down, even though I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's weird. Kevin Harvick wins Stage 2, though. Solid points day for him. He was 3rd at the end of Stage 1. Wins this stage. He's got a couple drivers that have won a race, so finishing behind him in the stage. Kurt Busch and Ryan Blaney. Kurt Busch 2nd, Ryan Blaney 3rd. Kyle Busch ends up 4th. Stage 1 winner Chase Elliott finishes in 6th. Chase Elliott finished in 5th. 6 points in this stage. Christopher Bell ends up 6th in Stage 2. Ross Chastain 7th. Mark Truex Jr. 8th. Eric Jones 9th. And Kyle Larson rounds out the top 10, all receiving stage points here. Tough go for Greg Biffle. I mean, I've already accepted my fate. We're going to finish in last place here. We have 80 laps left. We're going to run it out. And I will pit during the stage break. Everybody will have to pit 1 time in the final stage. Let this play out naturally, though. It'll be interesting to see who wins. Kevin Harvick, maybe he'll win. As far as the drivers in the top 10, I mean, only Kurt Busch and Ryan Blaney have a win amongst them. They're 2nd and 3rd. So there's a chance we get another repeat winner. And a chance that Blaney could actually tie Biffle for the most wins with 3 this season. Trying to see where the other winners are at. I know Daniel Suarez pitted for the end of the stage. He ended up, where did he drive back up to? Oh, 38th, yeah, so he pitted. He's got a win. Truex has a win. He's still on the lead lap. He ended up 8th, so my bad. He is also in the top 10 with a win. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Final stage. Dover. Miles the Monster got us today. We're still going to pay Denny Hamlin back if I ever have the speed and the opportunity to. It's going to be tough to get him, though. All the extra damage he gave us. Curtis Rizzler, thanks for tuning in. Alright, and they definitely pitted during the stage break again, except for the top 4 all stayed out. Green flag is back in the air, and we are underway with the final stage. Larson getting the jump off the start here. Greg Biffle crowded Chris Buescher, that was on him. Crowded Buescher, got pushed up into the 18 of Kyle Busch as a result. Big block on Ty Dillon. Trying not to cause a wreck here. Oh. Slosky running into us. AJ Allmendinger up to 5th. I mean, I'm fine with staying on the outside and staying out of the way of everybody, but I know I'm going to get plowed as well. Running the outside, because it happened to us a couple times already, obviously. As you guys have seen. Trying to mind my own business. Well, honestly, considering we're so many laps behind the next closest car, which would be Timmy Hill for position right now, might as well just run this out. Kevin Harvick. Is he a lap ahead of everybody? Now I'm really confused. I think he is, because he didn't restart up there with the rest of the field. So somehow Kevin Harvick is a lap ahead of the field. I have no clue how that happened. We did not have a caution in a weird enough spot that Kevin Harvick was able to lap the field. I don't know. But somehow he is a lap ahead. At least for right now, but if he gets held up enough, there's contact between Blaney and Biffle. I kind of want to hold Harvick back a little bit, because he shouldn't be a lap ahead of everybody. I don't even know how he got there. We didn't have any scoring glitches. I mean, we would have had to have, but I don't know where we could have had him. We've had 3 cautions, but only 2 per incident today, and both times, I mean, the first time I know for a fact, that's what ended up trapping only the top 24 on the lead lap. Harvick's still stuck behind Biffle. That means Biffle's about to lose another lap. I mean, that explains why we were as many laps down, because somehow Harvick got a whole lap ahead of everybody else, too. Got it getting by on the outside in 23rd. So we should have 23 cars back on the lead lap with Harvick at the tail end of the field here. And the leaders are coming. There was 1 car back there that is trying to close in. Harvick finally going to get by Greg Biffle. And that would be Kyle Larson in 2nd. Kyle Busch in 3rd. Trying to run down Kevin Harvick. Larson just a couple seconds behind him right now after Harvick was held up in lap traffic on the restart. And we still have about a little bit, around 70 laps to go. And I'm not sure what lap will be the final lap until we get to the white flag once we get closer to the end of the race, because I'm not sure exactly how many laps down we're going to be at that point. So here comes Larson. If we're going to stay out of his way. Kyle Busch will get there in about another lap or so as well. So the top 3, all winless this season, trying to become the 6th different winner of the year. Ryan Blaney, the only Ford to go to victory lane. He's won twice, so Harvick trying to be the 2nd Ford to lock himself in. We're on expert difficulty. It just goes to show how wonky this game is. At some tracks, expert difficulty, like, you can't even keep up with the AI. At the start of the race, I was the slowest car in the field. But then I blew a tire at the end of stage 2 on my own, trying to push to get a lap back because we had a caution with about 40 laps into the stage, so I had 40 lap fresher tires. I was a lap down on speed, but then the scoring glitch ended up trapping me 2 laps down, unfortunately. So when that happened, I ended up pitting, obviously, in that situation, trying to get a lap back. I got up to the 6th place car, and then I ended up blowing the right front. I pushed it too hard. I probably wasn't even going to get the lap back because we only had a couple laps to go at that point in the stage. So blew it right front. That has caused the car to get extremely tight because it wasn't really that tight before. And automatically went from 24.051, which was the fastest lap of the race in the early going, to then at fastest with the damage running at the beginning of the run, 24.4s, 24.5. So it slowed us up, and we were already the slowest car. Then Denny Hamlin, towards the end of stage 2, decided to ram us up into the wall after he passed us. I blew it right front again. Had to pit. So I've lost a bunch of laps as a result, and we saw at the end of stage number 2, I think I was 6 or 7 laps down. So, and now Truex just ran into us. He had a car underneath him, but obviously still. What's up with these Joe Gibbs Toyotas bullying me? First it was RFK, or was it a couple nights ago? It was RFK at Pocono, and now it's JGR here at Dover. And now Ty Dillon again, just like Pocono with this guy. I don't know what his vendetta is. Least likely rivalry you would expect to see in 2022 in NASCAR. Ty Dillon versus Greg Biffle. I'm honestly going to pit soon. Just try to take on fresher tires so I'm not this much slower than the rest of the field. Try to make it somewhat reasonable. I mean, once I give up the bottom, like 5 cars pass me in one corner. I'll wait a couple more laps. Then we'll have about 20 lap fresher tires. It'll kind of even it out, I think. A little bit more on speed, I hope. I'm still spinning Denny Hamlin when I get a chance. I had an opportunity and I didn't really try to. I was only 2 laps down at that time. Like, we could have raced some other cars for position, but now that costs us any sort of a shot at getting any extra points. Unless we get some DNFs, which still isn't the case. Biffle looking at potentially his 3rd last place finish in the first 9 races of the season. 3 last place finishes and 3 wins. At this rate, I wonder what are we going to have more of by the end of the season? Wins or last place finishes? Because this is about to be the 3rd one. This isn't going to be a DNF, but it might as well have been. I could have parked it halfway through the race and would have known we were going to finish last. Saved ourselves a little extra time. I like how there's levitating tires outside my pit box on pit road for anybody that hasn't noticed over the last handful of laps. It's like one of the first, actually the first pit box. Hurt your boy Denny. He deserves it. He chastained me. You gotta retaliate. I'm not afraid of a $50,000 fine. Virtually, of course. Virtual currency. Alright, so Biffle will pit this time. It's going to put us even more laps down. I couldn't care less at this point. I mean, we're like 4 or 5 laps behind the next closest car. Give me 4 tires. Try to make this a little bit more bearable. I could probably make another wedge adjustment, but who the hell cares at this point? They've been waiting eagerly on the end of the pit box since my last pit stop. Ghost on pit road? Maybe. No, you're right. I just said that because, you know, current events. Phoenix this last weekend. Hopefully I can cycle out behind all these cars where there's no traffic. Larson and Harvick definitely getting through some heavier lap traffic. Kyle Busch closing in. He's definitely closed the gap on the 5 from the last we saw. 2 minutes cross-checking Denny Hamlin. Yeah. Put him in the box. Put him in the sin bin. I'll make a wedge adjustment next time I pit. I'm going to be borderline on being able to make enough fuel to the end of the race, but knowing everybody else is going to have to pit yet before the end, and I'm already slower, I'm definitely going to pit again. I just want to be able to run somewhat decent laps. Yeah, fast. First lap, full out of the pits, 24.545. I'm just not as fast as I was. The car is so much tighter after blowing the right front the first time. And honestly, blowing the right front tire the second time, speed-wise, isn't really much of a difference. But definitely blowing it that first time is absolutely costed us. The nail in the final coffin, as Rick Allen would say. Shout out to AJ Allmendinger, though, in the top 5. 4th place right now, having a good run. We're definitely still slower, but it's definitely more bearable now, too. Because we came out of the pits, I think I was 1.8 seconds ahead of Briscoe. And right now, I'm about 1.1 seconds ahead of him, probably 3 or 4 laps after. So still a couple tenths slower a lap, but a couple tenths slower a lap than the 24th place car. But it's a lot better than what it was. I was probably every bit of a second or 2 slower a lap, I kid you not. At the very start of the race, before I had any damage, I went a lap down after, what, 17 or 18 laps on a 1-mile racetrack. And we were about a second and a half off the race leader's times. And that has gotten worse with the damage, obviously. Still managing a decent gap over Briscoe. He got to about 1.1 seconds back, and he's still that far back. Even this far into the run. Tried shifting a little bit later that time. Actually seemed like it helped a bit. About a tenth quicker that corner than Briscoe. That definitely seems like that's what I have to do. Definitely faster doing that down in turns 1 and 2, though. Alright, who wants to DNF? Preferably Denny Hamlin, who's not having a good season. That second place at Pocono could come back to bite him, and I say that in a way. Kurt Busch won the race, and Denny was trying to pass him in the late going, just couldn't get around him. But if he misses the playoffs, he was so close to getting that win, and Kurt was even behind him, though, so Kurt needed the win probably worse than Hamlin. But this far into the season, we have Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott below the cutoff line coming into this race. Now, Chase Elliott scored a lot of points today. He won a stage. He's been top 10 all day. I think he had 16 stage points total, 1st and 5th in both stages. We'll see what that's going to be for him in the standings following today. And if he's going to be able to actually catch up a little more. Another win, though. And that's one thing with Kurt Busch winning, too, for those drivers below the cutoff line. That just puts them even further below. I know Kevin Harvick's above the cutoff line of those at the front of the field. Larson's well above it right now. Kyle Busch is above the cutoff line. Those are the top three. So the good news is it's going to be a driver that is going to win today's race more than likely. And maybe even if Truex can get up there, he's up to 4th. He got by Allmendinger in recent laps. If Truex has a win, that'd be the most beneficial driver for all those drivers below the cutoff line if Truex wins. We still have to cycle through some pit stops yet also, which is definitely going to shake things up, you'd have to imagine, in the running order, especially if we get another restart or another caution. Hill into the wall off turn 4. He might have made contact with Joey Logano also. We're going down towards the bottom. Trying to get by Timmy Hill. I'm gonna pass somebody. Pass Timmy Hill on however many lap pressure tires I have than Timmy Hill. Maybe. I don't know. I keep getting crowded going into the corner every time I have a chance to get underneath him. Fortunately for Truex, he's still stuck behind the 44 of Greg Biffle, who can't pass Timmy Hill. And Truex is probably like, hey, let me try. I can get around him. Well, he's going to have his shake because he'll get around Greg Biffle after Biffle couldn't get by Timmy Hill. I'd be able to follow him by him. Maybe. Get back underneath the 19. We 3? I don't know. I'm hanging it extra low just in case. We are not clear. I saw him there. No, Truex is still behind the 66. I wasn't sure if we were 3 wide. Want to try to give those guys as much room as possible just in case. Allmendinger, using Timmy Hill as a pick also, gets himself back into 4th. Gives it in really deep. Got to get by Greg Biffle in turns 3 and 4 also. Imagine this final stage goes caution-free. Even though it's just a 50% race, it's more likely to happen here, but I feel like all the cautions we tend to get on short tracks in this game. We had 18 of them at Phoenix last night. Justin Haley in the top 5. Truex losing spots. Haley and Chastain have gotten around him. Now everybody in the top 5 is all winless. Timmy Hill's in the pits now. We'll go back to the far chase cam for the rest of the race. We're over halfway through stage 3. Timmy Hill trying to get up to speed, leaving pit road. Oh, made contact. Joey Logano in the 22. Turned to middle of the backstretch, trying to leave pit road. Even after pitting and him being one position ahead of us, he's still probably a couple laps ahead. We've already pitted this stage. We'll be able to make it on fuel, but don't plan on running this all the way out to the end, though. Knowing there's no positions to be had anyway. Oh, I passed Timmy Hill and Cody Ware. What an accomplishment. I'm surprised I actually caught up to Cody Ware because he didn't have as old of tires as Timmy Hill did. Kind of catching a second wind on this run because we're somewhat keeping up with AJ. I think their lap times are falling off more than mine at this point in the run. I still have like 22 lap fresher tires. We're barely able to hang on. Allmendinger into the wall off turn 4. That'll slow him up. Chance for Biffle to make the dive into turns 1 and 2. Well, why not try to race with these guys a little bit? You know, have a little bit of fun. Got nothing to lose. It's one thing to park it if we're way slower than him, but how about equal speed? Might as well tell AJ to pick it up a gear. Should have less than 30 laps to go now. Right around there, considering Greg Biffle is anywhere between 6 to 9 laps down, I'd have to imagine. We'll get a couple laps back. It'll be probably right around 6 or 7 laps down again once everybody pits. Saw Daniel Suarez pitting. He pitted before the stage break, though. I mean, everybody can go around 60 laps on fuel, so once we get about 60 laps into the stage, that's when we're really going to get into more green flag pit stops. In the back of Logano a little bit. Chastain, Truex battling. Logano get a pit in front of the 44 of Biffle. Chastain on the inside looking for 5th. Biffle staying in front of both cars for right now. Christopher Bell at 7th closing in. Looking for a top 5 run. Remember, Biffle's battle. Oh, and we have a caution. So caution flag is out. Biffle will pit. Everybody else likely going to pit here too. I gotta take another round of wedge out of the car. Yeah, we should have around 20 laps to go when we go green. So first caution in the final stage coming late in this race. And on top of that, everybody else gonna be on pit road right now that hasn't already pitted during green flag conditions. Very few cars did. It's going to shake the running order up, too. If we're going to be in the middle of the pack, green flag back in the air. I think Busher was going to get underneath us there. Right back to being the slowest car on the track again. Less than 20 to go, though, considering how many laps down we are. We're close to 10 laps down, quite honestly. We're not going to know exactly when the final lap is. Honestly, if we're close to 10 laps down, we're closing in on 10 to go. Definitely less than 20 to go on the restart. We're going to stay on the outside, just hoping he can stay out of everybody's way. Kyle Busch back to 10th, so Larson and Busch, who were in the top 3, are now no longer in the top 3. Got ran into from behind by BJ McLeod off the exit of turn 2. I should have known he was going to be there. God bless America. I barely stayed in front of Biffle. Or Blaney, rather. I am Biffle. Virtually. Kind of. I mean, I'm not virtual myself, but... Whoops. Whoops. Chase Elliott back to 4th. Make that 3rd. And Harvick's in 4th. That was uncalled for. Looks like Eric Jones is in 2nd. Oh, that'd be a major upset if he can win. I'm not sure who... Oh, Christopher Bell leads. So Christopher Bell won the race off of pit road to get to the lead then during the caution flag. Eric Jones is in 2nd behind him. Bell was in 7th when the caution came out, so this is his opportunity to win after a great pit stop by his team. And we're down around 10 laps to go. We're going to have to catch Greg Biffle one more time, I'd have to imagine. It's going to be close. It just depends how many laps we have left. Which again, we won't know when the final lap is till the leaders take the white flag. So can Christopher Bell, the 3rd Toyota to win, matches teammate Martin Truex Jr. It's another Joe Gibbs Toyota to get into victory lane. They'll leave just 10 spots open with still 7 super speedways and 7 road courses left. And there's still a likelihood of getting more than 16 winners, so a guy like Kurt Busch who doesn't have a lot of points, I wouldn't say is completely a lock for the playoffs. Another mediocre night at best today, too. Joey Logano closing in. In 36, Suarez 38th. He's still in front of Christopher Bell yet. Going to really be dependent when Bell catches Biffle. If he catches him on the straightaway and can't get around into the corner, Eric Jones is only about a half a second behind. We'll see. Bell's about a second behind Biffle. He still has Daniel Suarez in front of him too. That's slowly holding him up. Not as much as what Biffle may hold him up here. And they're going to catch him right off the exit of turn 4 in a bad spot. And Eric Jones is coming in that 43 car for Petty GMS. And he has caught the back bumper of Christopher Bell with less than 10 laps to go. Suarez going wide. The 99 obviously still in the way. Also Bell to the inside of Suarez. Closing in on Greg Biffle. Will he be able to get around him this time? He will not. Suarez gets around on the outside. Will anybody else get by on the top? Not quite. Bell, Jones battling for the lead. Ty Dillon, Jones's teammate, in the mix. He's a lap down though. Gonna have an exciting finish to this race, just like Pocono. Similar situation where we were a lap down towards the end of it. Biffle going wide. Into the wall. Bell holds on to the lead in front of Eric Jones. Top 8, all in that bunch of cars up there. Bell hangs on. Chastain going to get by Eric Jones, likely for second. Up into the wall goes Biffle as he blows the right front. He kind of dove down in the middle of the corners. There was a car coming through. Trying to get into the pits. I don't want to cause a yellow here. Oh, no! I couldn't get it to turn. It wouldn't stay on the bottom. Honestly, the race might end while we're on pit road. Yeah, let's just go a couple more laps down. Why not? At least we were behind the leaders when that happened. So, Christopher Bell was able to get by Biffle. A little bit of a scare, though. Eric Jones almost got around him. He got to him, just couldn't pass him. Don't think we've gotten to the finish yet. We're going to be over 10 laps down. 3 right front tires have blown out on us. There go the leaders. White flag. So this will be the final lap for Greg Biffle. I believe Christopher Bell is still leading the race. I don't even think Jones is in second anymore. I think Ross Chastain is in second place. And Greg Biffle's going to finish 12 laps down? 12, 13 laps down? Definitely going to be a last place finish. Checkered flag waving. We finished! We actually finished. We finished last, but we finished. We finished like 12 laps down, but we finished. Yeah, 12 laps down, 5 laps behind Timmy Hill. Honestly, if I didn't blow 3 right front tires on speed, even with the couple scoring glitches in this race that we had again, we had 2 scoring glitches that trapped us 2 laps down. And then we blew 3 right front tires and we probably lost, I'd say 2 or 3 laps on speed. So, losing 2 or 3 laps on speed, if we didn't have any scoring glitches and didn't have any blown right front tires, 2 of which were probably my fault. Denny Hamlin was not. I didn't pay him back, but he ended up finishing 37, so it didn't really work out for him much anyway. I would have finished probably anywhere between 27th and 33rd, maybe 3 laps down, 36, so we probably still would have only gotten 1 point if we would have finished 36. But, I mean, we definitely wouldn't have finished last. We definitely would have beaten Denny Hamlin, Daniel Suarez, Timmy Hill. So that makes me feel a little bit better, speed-wise, but not much. Only 14 cars actually finished on the lead lap. Justin Haley's in the top 5 late. He fell way back at the end. Allmendinger fell outside the top 10 also. But Christopher Bell gets the win by 0.6 of a second over Ross Chastain and finishes second. Mark Truex Jr. third, and then Eric Jones ended up fourth. Kyle Larson fifth. Kevin Harvick, who was leading when that last caution came out and restarted with less than 20 to go, he cycled back, finished 6th, right around where he restarted. Chase Elliott ended up 7th. Austin Dillon 8th. Alex Bowman 9th. And Kurt Busch rounds out the top 10. Kind of similar to Phoenix this weekend in real life, where Kevin Harvick was leading late. Caution kind of cost him a chance at the win with less than 20 to go. Well, there's less than 10 to go in the Cup race this weekend, but Christopher Bell going to get the win. He capitalizes on it. Pit crew got him the job done. He led every lap from the restart to the end of the race, so good for him. So he'll be the 6th driver to lock himself into the playoffs as of right now, as long as we don't get more than 16 winners. That is going to do it for everybody here tonight. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so already on the stream. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. This is our final NASCAR 22 stream of the week. Tomorrow we'll have a Throwback Thursday live stream. Be sure to vote in the community tab for which race you want me to watch tomorrow. That will start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Start Time. And as well, vote for who you want me to race as. NASCAR 07, Classic Game Playthrough, Cup Series, Busch Series, Truck Series. No truck polls are up yet, but all the first round polls for the Busch Series are up. And we're in the second round still in the Cup Series polls. The third and final rounds will be coming over the next couple of days. So be sure to, again, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Throwback Thursday stream. I believe we will more than likely be watching the 1992 Hooters 500 at Atlanta. That'll be fun. I've never watched the race from start to finish before, but I've watched parts of the race and definitely remember the end of the race as of just watching on YouTube. So I'm very familiar with the race. The reason why it's as big as it is, of course, there's a championship race in '92, so that's one of the reasons. But we'll break it all down tomorrow for you guys, for anybody who hasn't watched it in person, or watched it, not necessarily in person, but just watched in general, whether they were around at that time. It was before I was born, but I've definitely seen most of that race. I might have watched the race from start to finish, honestly. I'll pick things up as they go on, but I definitely know how it finishes out, and definitely one you won't want to miss. So I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your Wednesday night.